Come on in here, people. Come on in here. Here we go again. How many times I gotta tell you I have no friends? Stop playing games. Here we go again. So Canelo Alvarez flat out lies on Floyd Mayweather. Nasty work. Flat out lies on Floyd Mayweather. Just flat out lies on him. And want to talk about what does Zepeda do for Shakur Stevenson and Shakur Stevenson's career? Does Zepeda help Shakur Stevenson right now? Right? Does it benefit his career? Because a lot of people hit me up and they like, man, it's a whitewash. Yeah, it's a whitewash. Now everybody knows it's a whitewash for sure. Many people thought that Shakur was going to win, but now after those two Tevin Farmer fights, many people feel like it's going to be a whitewash now. You know what I'm saying? And it's understandable, right? So then Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia signed a trilogy. So they already had the first fight last April. Now they're going to have a trilogy in October, and then they have another fight already signed. So trilogy, right? They're going to do 3 fights. That's interesting news, right? Because Trilogy Dream Deuce, what's up? How does that work, right? Because here's the thing about it. The thing about it is, if Devin Haney outclasses and outboxes Ryan Garcia, H-Dub, what's up, family? Do you want to see a trilogy? And if Ryan Garcia was to repeat what took place in the first fight, do you want to see a third fight? Stanley Bailey, what's up, family? You understand what I'm saying? Boston News DC, what's up? So it would have to be a competitive fight, right? That's interesting that they have that going on. Now, first things first, we're going to talk about those 3 things and then we up out of here, right? But first things first, Canelo Alvarez just flat out lies on Floyd Mayweather. Flat out lies on him, right? And how did he lie, Blue? I know you're going to say. And this is how he lied. Gregory Mickles, what's up? Heck Tech, what's up, family? Boston News DC, what's up? Black Tool, Mr. Lightning, Jermaine Anderson, 8C Boxing, Chilltown Majors, what's up, family? This is how he lied, right? He did an interview out of Sports Guy, what's up, family? And this is the thing I don't understand. I do understand, but I don't like it. Well, that's strong. Peace of blessings, Queen. Here's something I don't like in the sport of boxing, right? When you have these reporters sitting right there with these fighters and don't push back on the things they say. King Brian, what's up? So Canelo sits there with Mike Coppinger and tells him he knew he wasn't ready. Liba Non-Do 6, what's up? He says, I knew I wasn't ready for Floyd Mayweather, but things happened, insinuating that they forced him to take this fight, which is a lie. Canelo Alvarez did many interviews saying that he was ready for the fight. Third Simple NSU, what's up? Saying that Floyd Mayweather was ducking him. Saying he wouldn't fight on no more of Floyd's cards. Hilton Edward, what's up, family? Hollywood Leon, what's up, family? GG Champ 15, what's up, family? Where you been at? Saying that if Floyd Mayweather didn't agree to fight him, he was going to never fight on his cards again, right? He fought on Solo Dolo. What's up, family? Richard Russell, what's up? He said that he fought on those cards with Floyd Mayweather because he was promised a fight with Floyd Mayweather. So now that you got outclassed, you got dominated, you got schooled. Raven Nation, what's up? You got schooled. Eno Boxing, what's up? Now you're talking about you wasn't ready. You knew you wasn't ready, but things happened, trying to insinuate the powers that be, the politics, forced the fight on him. Jesus Valdez Carranza workout, what's up? Now, if Oscar forced this fight on you, then you should have been stood your ground, and you should have been said that. No, your body language didn't say you wasn't ready. You had 5 title defenses. You had a unification bout against the second best guy in your division in Austin Trout at the time. The 3 best 54 pounders at that time was Austin Trout, Canelo Alvarez, and Erislan De Lara. The Charlos was young pups coming up. And so was Demetrius Andrade. Okay? You asked for that smoke. My Egypt, peace and blessings, Queen. You asked for that. You pushed for it. Don Chi 216, what's up? So much so that you put the carriage before the horse and you told the world, if Floyd don't fight you, you would even go to 152. You would do it at a catch weight of 152 just to force him to fight you. And Floyd said, okay, I was going to fight you at 54. I ain't tell you to do that. But okay, now I'm going to hold you to your word. Now I'm going to hold you accountable. That's what happened, people. Preacher Joe, what's up? That's what happened. He pushed for this fight, and then he got schooled. And now he's trying to grasp onto that narrative. He's grasping onto that narrative, right? I need y'all to smash the like button, man. We got 235 people here and 35 likes. I mean, we got 200 people moonlighting. Wipe your feet before you come inside. Ring my doorbell before you walk in my house. Get the likes all the way up and support this super chat. Drop it down in super chat, refresh it. So here's the thing, right? Now, William Moran, what's up, family? So now, here's the thing, right? Your body language didn't say that. But, Manhunt, what's up? But everybody made excuses. Jalon Moore, what's up? Dunk Flush, what's up? Ali Shill Jones, what's up? All his fans and these media members started making excuses as to why he lost. And they started pushing this narrative that he was too young and too green. And now he's trying to grasp onto that. Talking about if I fought him, this version of me is a better version. And what did I tell y'all before? What did I tell y'all before? What did I tell y'all before? When it came to him and Terrence Crawford. Didn't I tell y'all he looks at Terrence Crawford like another form of Floyd Mayweather 2.0? And that's why he always is hesitant to agree to that fight. But Turkey made him an offer he couldn't refuse. And then he watched the Israel Majamah fight, and he felt to himself, oh, Terrence Crawford got vulnerabilities, he's getting old. He even stated that he likes this fight with Terrence Crawford right now because Terrence Crawford is stationary. I told y'all this. So when Mike Coppinger asked him today, or yesterday, or whenever they did the interview, Mike Coppinger asked him, do you feel like fighting and beating Terrence Crawford vindicates what took place with you and Floyd Mayweather? And he said yes. He said yes, because now I can show you that I'm better than I was in 2013. What did I tell y'all already? It had nothing to do with size and weight and none of that. Cool Jazz, what's up? Amir, what's up? I told y'all it had nothing to do with size. It had nothing to do with money. No, it was a style matchup. He don't like the style matchup. That's why he don't like the Benavidez matchup, and he don't like the Crawford matchup. That's why with Benavidez, he said he wanted 200 million, and with Crawford, he said he wanted 150 million. Because he don't like the style matchup. So guess what? If I'm going to sacrifice, y'all going to pay me, y'all going to make it worth my while. I told y'all that. This is nothing new. Out of the power, what's up? I told y'all this was nothing new. I've been told y'all that. Band up, what's up, nephew? Y'all gonna start listening to these silly millies running around here just making up stuff. I told y'all. It had nothing to do with, oh, well, Crawford too small. Crawford this. Now he talking about if he beat Crawford, it vindicates him losing to Floyd Mayweather. I told y'all already. I was the first one to tell y'all that Terrence Crawford could beat Canelo. I told y'all that Terrence Crawford could beat Canelo. I told y'all before Terrence Crawford believed he could beat Canelo. before Team Terrence Crawford believed that he could beat Canelo. Y'all remember? Go check the receipts. I did interviews with them, and I told him I think Terrence Crawford could beat Canelo. I told Bernie. Bernie was like, "Man, Blue, you went too far. Check the receipts; it's still up." Bernie said there's weight classes for a reason, and I said, "Nope. Styles make fights, and Canelo is not a big guy. His style will suit Terrence Crawford could beat him." He was like, "Nah, Blue, you going too far. Go check the receipts." I've been saying this before he fought Errol Spence and before he fought Sean Porter. Illy Willie said, you also said Spence would have beat Crawford. Right. Based off of what? I can't be, I ain't perfect. Okay. But I also said, now check this out, Illy Willie, since you want to be technical. Now watch this now. See, this is why I tell y'all, before you talk to me, make sure you check all the boxes. But check this out, Illy Willie. You said I also said that. But what did I say first? You want me to pull out the receipts? What did I first say when I talked about that fight? Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. What was my first prediction when I said Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford? I said that Terrence Crawford is going to beat Errol Spence. I said that if anybody can beat Errol Spence at welterweight, it's going to be Terrence Crawford. I initially picked Terrence Crawford to beat Errol Spence. The only reason I went back on it is because I felt like Errol Spence was fighting better competition and Terrence Crawford plateaued with his competition. Go check the receipts. My brother, AK Crowder, salute. AK Crowder, didn't I send you the receipts of that? Henry said Crawford is overrated. You don't watch boxing. Sean Gilliam, what's up, family? Now I could pull up the receipts. AK, don't I got the receipts of that? I said that years ago. I said that Terrence Crawford is going to beat him. The only reason I switched was because I felt like Terrence Crawford, the level of competition, fighting Igis Kavalaskis, Motown 909, what's up? When he fought Igis Kavalaskis, that washed up version of Amir Khan, so on and so forth, I said, man, Errol Spence is fighting Sean Porter. Errol Spence is fighting Mikey Garcia. He's fighting better level of competition, which means that I feel like he's going to start to get the experience to deal with the style of Terrence Crawford, whatever Terrence Crawford could throw at him. Rich Porter, what's up? Ben said that. If we want to be technical, to go back and check that receipts. So my initial thoughts was I was right. And you could go check everybody platform that I was going on and debating these. Pop Shop Talk, my brother in the super chat dropping that Cinco on your boy Blue. He said, what's good, Blue Blood? Do you think Ryan career would be done if he loses to Rolly? Man, if he loses to Rolly, bro, that's deep. That's deep, bro. No. Illy Willy, you're 1000% correct. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I did change my pick, but my initial pick before me and Kurt even got together. You could go check the receipts. My Pancho Villa, what's up? I picked Terrence. I said Terrence Crawford is going to dominate Errol Spence. Go look. You could look up the video. I said Terrence Crawford's style is all wrong for Errol Spence, and if there's anybody that's going to beat Errol Spence, it's Terrence Crawford. But like I said, Illy Willy, you're right. As time went on, I looked at the situation. Terrence Crawford getting hurt by Me Machine. El Padrino, what's up? Terrence Crawford, having tough fights, so on and so forth. The jab of Kell Brook was giving him problems. I'm like, bro, this mindset, him wanting to fight and be a dog, if he do that with Errol Spence, who's too big, too strong, too active, he gonna lose. You see what I'm saying, Illy Willy? Because I thought that when I initially picked it, I'm like, Basing off it now, thought Errol Spence, got better. But guess what? I was right from the beginning and wrong in the end. The style, like I said, initially the style was all wrong for Errol Spence, but I went against my better judgment. Illy Willie, my brother in the super chat, dropping that half a dub on your boy Blue in the super chat. He said, "You in fact did say that. Also, I honor your word. Respect always. Salute to your family." Yeah, yeah. No, so you're not wrong, Illy Willie, because in the end, I did pick Errol Spence, so I was wrong. But I should have. I went against my better judgment. I went against my better judgment, and that's what happened. You feel me? So you're not wrong. But my initial thoughts was the style is all wrong. The style of Terrence Crawford was all wrong for Errol Spence, and that was my initial thoughts. Creighton Brooks, what's up? But guess what? I went against my better judgment because Errol Spence is a dog. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Race Pacer, what's up? Errol Spence is a dog. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, man, Terrence Crawford get into a dog fight with Errol Spence, that ain't gonna be good. He's too small. And I was wrong. I was right, but I was wrong. Carlientes Webb, what's up? That was the hardest fight to ever pick. It was extremely hard, man. It's so much that factored into it. It just made it extremely hard. Jordan Smith, what's up? But it was on paper, right? It was supposed to be one of the most 50-50 fights we had in over a decade. And it turned out not to be that. You know what I'm saying? Like anybody outside of Bomac, there was a few people banned up. Shout out to nephew banned up because he said that. You know what I'm saying? There was a few people that said that Terrence Crawford, but majority of the people I knew was like, man, if it's gonna be a knockout, it's gonna be Errol Spence knocking out Terrence Crawford. And I can't imagine. I don't remember. Bomac told me, he said, Blue, Mark Wonderley, what's up? Bomac told me this, right? He said, Blue, I ain't got no problems with you. This is exactly what he told me. We was in Omaha, Nebraska. He said, Blue, I ain't got no problems because remember, everybody thought I was a Terrence Crawford hater and so on and so forth. Bomac said, Blue, I ain't got no problems with you. He said, but you're wrong. This is exactly what Bomac said. And I had, hey, bro, you can't do nothing but respect it. Bomac said, but you're wrong. I said, how? What was I wrong about? He said, Blue, Bug gonna beat the hell out of Errol Spence. And I was like, really? Really? And he said, yeah, don't time him out, don't block him, don't do nothing. They just want attention, man. Don't worry about it. They just want attention. They don't get none at home. They live in their mom's basement, and they just want attention. Don't worry about it. Willette Strong, the queen in the super chat, dropping that half a dub on your boy Blue. She said, I often wonder why you went against Kurt. Because my initial thoughts, Queen, was that Terrence Crawford was going to win. Errol Spence swayed my thought pattern when Errol Spence started winning the way he was winning and doing the things he was doing. It completely swayed, you know what I'm saying, my thought patterns. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, you know what, man? Terrence Crawford was getting in dog fights with Igor Kavalauskas. He had trouble with Kelbrook jab. You know what I'm saying? Randall 700, what's up? So I'm like, if that's Errol Spence, bruh, I can only imagine. And because there was so much tension between the two of them, that's strong. There was so much tension between the two of them. I'm like, there's no way Terrence Crawford don't get into a dogfight with Errol Spence. There's no way. He's gonna get in a dogfight with Errol Spence, right? And I was completely wrong. Bro was again, he was so cool, calm, and collected. He was so his composure was so and his focus was so locked in he's seen everything. He calculated everything. He counted everything. He was just. I mean, that performance was one of the greatest performances I ever witnessed with my own two eyes, live. You know what I'm saying? I've seen some great performances on replay, but that performance with that level of a fighter, bro, I ain't. That was beyond ridiculous. That was beyond ridiculous. You feel me? That was beyond ridiculous. Hold on, let me get my charger because my phone is stuff about to die. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Yeah. I'm not in the studio and phones phones is kicking the bucket on me, people. My phones was kicking the bucket on me. There we go. There we go. So, um, so yeah, like I said, man, that's the reason, Queen Willa Strong. That's why I went against my better judgment. Alan Lamb, what's up? Joe Johnson, what's up, nephew? And I thought that I don't know. I felt like Curious Chat. What's up? Spence was damaged goods. Melvin Benwell. What's up? Young Poppy. What's up? Donnell Bell. What's up? So I just that's the reason why I will let. That's why I went against my better judgment. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, it's not like Errol Spence was some poo putt. You know what I'm saying? Errol Spence is a dog. You know what I mean? He that dude. So hey, it is what it is. Can't be right. You know what I mean? Kurt was right. Kurt never wavered. Kurt never switched. Kurt never changed. Kurt was like, Dub C, what's up, nephew? We got to talk. Okay, say less. I'm on my cell phone, Dub. Well, that's strong. The queen in the super chat dropping that another half a dub on your boy Blue. She said, whether you know it or not, I know about Crawford through you. I didn't know about Errol at all. You used to talk about Crawford a lot when the 7-Eleven thing came up. Yeah, a lot of people look at that situation, and I always say this, and I'll say this again. Once again, I appreciate Terrence Crawford for that situation. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have to do that. He could have ignored me. He couldn't. He didn't have to acknowledge me. He didn't have to do none of that. Hey man, Terrence Crawford, thank you for being the man, bro. Thank you for being the man. You know what I'm saying? Um, Christopher the Prophet, what's up? Because guess what, Will S. Strong? He ain't have to he ain't have to say nothing to me. He could have ignored me. You know what I'm saying? He could have went at me, you know what I'm saying, in a negative way. Bro, step to me as a man, bro. You can't do nothing but respect that. And he like, bro, why you hating on me? And I said, bud, how am I hating on you? X, Y, Z. He was with his wife, just me, him, and his wife. We was in 7-Eleven. Real talk. So you get a lot of people, oh, you switched up. Bruh, y'all want me to stay lying. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't lying to begin with. Copper Aborigines, what's up? I wasn't lying to begin with. I was going off the information that was told to me. That was inaccurate. And Terrence Crawford, like, bro, they lying to you and they lying to Errol Spence. And come to find out, they was lying to me and lying to Errol Spence. Michael Lords, what's up? Braska Rog, what's up? He said, Mike Lord said the 7-Eleven thing was crazy. Still hard to believe. John M, what's up? If people don't believe me, ask Terrence. When y'all see Terrence Crawford, ask him. Orb Jones, what's up? I tell people this all the time. I don't make up stories, man. I showed the night before that. Nephew, band up. The night before that, what didn't I was like, man, my wife will tell you right now. Me and my wife got married on 7-Eleven. That's my favorite 7-Eleven. I go to 7-Eleven for everything. You know what I'm saying? Like 7-Eleven is so convenient. So the night before, I tried to go to 7-Eleven and they was closed. And I'm like, bro, how is 7-Eleven closed? It's called 7-Eleven. Y'all remember that. I ripped into 7-Eleven. Right, AK? Salute my brother AK. He said all facts. AK, no? Right? I'm like, man, how is 7-Eleven closed? They supposed to be open 24/7 at 7-Eleven. Dub C said, I remember that. So the next day, I'm like, I'm going to run into 7-Eleven. I came in let me tell y'all, if you think I'm making this up, you outside your mind. So now I got off I'm like, man, the Shakur Stevenson was fighting. I'm like, let me hurry up and go to 7-Eleven because they changed the times and everything for the entry for the media. So I stayed in the hotel connected to the Prudential Center. If you don't believe me, look it up. 7-Eleven is right across the street. So I got off the elevator in the lobby. When I got off the elevator running, I wasn't dressed or nothing for the night, and I was trying to run to 7-Eleven. Terrence Crawford and a few other people was going past me. Okay? Cinnamon Savage, what's up? He went past me. Okay? When he went past me, he got in the elevator. He said, Blue? But the elevator door closed. This is all true. Listen, anybody here that could run across Terrence Crawford, Bernie wasn't there, but ask Terrence Crawford, right? So he got on the elevator, right? Yeah, exactly, Copper Aborigine. So now he said, Blue? And I said, yeah. And the elevator door closed. Bang. But I was running and he was running. This was the day of Shakur's fight. So I leave and I go outside and I'm like, oh man, I forgot my room key. Things happen, everything happened for a reason. Joel, what's up, family? Everything happens for a reason. So I forgot my room key. And I was like, damn. So I'm like, should I just leave it? Should I go to the front desk? I don't know what kind. It started to get crowded because this was the day of Shakur's fight. Illy Willie, my brother in the super chat, dropping that Cinco on your boy Blue. He said, are you able to speak on Spence health issues, broken ribs? It never was confirmed to me. Just a few people said that. Maya Egypt been holding me down. That's years, Queen. Blessings, Queen. That's 7 years. I appreciate you, Queen. So I said, man, should I just, because you know when you don't got no room key, you got to go to the desk and then you got to, what room you in, and they got to activate another key and deactivate that key and all that. So I said, should I just go back to, what should I do? So I hesitated, and then I was like, you know what? I went to the security. It was a black lady at the security. Y'all, if you've been there, there's two doors. You could go through the main door. You could go through the VIP door to that hotel that's connected to the Prudential Center. I was going out the VIP door, and there's security guards there. There was a black lady there, and I was going in and out because I had parked my truck there to put all my stuff in the room and bring it back because it was convenient. And she watched my truck for me, and I hit off with a couple of dollars. So I said to her, I was getting ready to run back out, and I said, hey, I left my room key. I'm not going to be able to come back in the hotel, right? Jay Lynn, peace and blessings, queen. I said, I left my room key. I'm not going to be able to come back in the hotel. She said, oh, boy, please. I know who you are. You done been through here 10,000 times. Remember, this is already the night. Just Do Boxing. What's up, family? Go subscribe to my brother, Just Do Boxing. Remember, this was the night of Shakur fight. I was already there the week. So she said, oh, boy, please. You've been through here 1,000 times. I know who you are. I'll let you in. So I said, all right, cool, queen. I said, but I ain't going to be able to get in my room. She said, I'll let you in your room. I said, cool. She has a master key. I ran across the street to 7-Eleven. When I ran across the street to 7-Eleven, my brother GHBTV, Greg Hackett, in the building. What's up, family? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Roboy, Florida, what's up? Had to let it breathe. Had to let it breathe. Had to let it breathe, family. So I run across the street. It's traffic. And I run in 7-Eleven. At the same time I'm going in 7-Eleven, right? Terrence Crawford and his wife, we meet like this and go in together. This is all true. I'm coming in, he's coming in. I go in and I ran because I was moving fast because I was already late. So Terrence Crawford goes to the counter and I went to because I was trying to get a spoon and yogurt, right? He said, Blue getting his Jimi Hendrix on. James Mitchell. So I go to grab my yogurt and I come back to the counter and I'm like, bro, they only had, I grabbed the yogurts and they only had forks and knives. So I said, y'all ain't got no spoons? Because I bought a yogurt and a banana and bananas. So I'm like, y'all ain't got no spoons? So dude was like, he looked at me, he was like, bro, ain't you? He kept doing like this, like, yo, ain't you? I know you, bro. So I was like, I don't know, bro, but you don't got no spoons. And Terrence Crawford says, Blue, I thought that was you. On the mic, my brother Terrence barely seeing. What's up, family? He said, Blue, I thought that was you. And this is exactly what he said. He said, I ain't realize you with all the weave in your hair, right? He was throwing shots at me. And I was like, weave? Come on, bro. And then he was like, nah, but on some real joint, why you always hating on me, bro? And I said, Bud, I said the same thing to him that I say to y'all. I said, Bud, tell me 3 things I hated on you about. Tell me 3 things I hated on you about. He said, oh, with the Errol Spence negotiations. I said, I'm just telling you I'm telling you, I'm telling the people what's being told to me about the negotiations and based off of your responses. John M., what's up? So he was like, what's being told to you? He said, who told you that? And I said, now, come on, bro. You know I can't tell you that information. I said, but X, Y, and Z, bam. And he said, that's not true. Here's what's happening. He showed me. He said, I'm reaching out to this person, that person. I'm telling Errol, let's do this, let's do that. Duncan Penderhughes, what's up? I'm telling Errol, let's do this, let's do that. They lying to Errol, X, Y, and Z, bam. Bro, I'm trying to make the fight. I'm the only one trying to make the fight. Errol don't want to budge because he's staying loyal to Al. I'm telling him like bam. And then his wife looked at me and she said, I said, wow, that's crazy. I saw I said, wow, that's crazy. So he said, yeah, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I said, well, you got to understand, you don't talk to media, you don't do a lot of talking, so people only going to understand one side. So if people's reaching out to me and telling me one thing, and you're not disputing it publicly, and then you said the fight was in your rearview mirror, what does it look like? Then you said you could do with or without Errol Spence fight. What does it look like? Right? Arkan Mufak, what's up, family? Duncan Pendyhu, what's up? And he was like, nah, bro, I'm the only one. I'm the only one. I'm pushing for the fight. Bam, bam, bam. X, Y, and Z. And he was right. And then his wife said, now this was a conversation. Y'all know this. I did a live stream. You can check it out. This was just a conversation we was having at 7-Eleven. The 7-Eleven dude, I want my vision back. What's up, family? He said, oh, you Blue Blood Sports TV. I said, yeah. Kendra, what's up, family? He said, Bud Crawford. The dude behind the counter. He said, Bud Crawford. So Bud, like, kind of somewhat acknowledged him. And then Bud's wife looked at me and she said, now run tell that. That's exactly what she did. She was like, now run tell that. And I was like, all due respect, he's telling me this out of, it's just us in here. You know what I'm saying? So if you want me, if you don't mind me putting this info out, I'll put the info out. DOG215, what's up? And Bud said, I said, but I'm not going to put it out based off of what she just said. And then you'd be like, bro, I ain't tell you to say this, X, Y, and Z. Gilbert Vasquez, what's up? So he was like, yeah, I want to see you do it. I don't believe you're going to do it. I don't believe you're going to tell the truth. I don't believe you're going to go against your boy Errol and tell the truth. That's a fact. So I said, bro, I went to the room, y'all, and I did the live stream, and I said, here goes the update. Y'all ain't gonna believe this. Terrence Crawford was telling the truth, trying to make the fight with Errol Spence. And then Errol Spence confirmed it to y'all. What did he say at the press conference? He says, me and Terrence Crawford got to show up and show out. He said, me and Terrence Crawford got to show up and show out. Because the suits, the people in the suits, the politics, they don't believe in us. So me and him got to show them that we could do this. All facts. Did he not tell y'all that at the press conference? Did he not tell you that in the press conference? And when Terrence Crawford told you that Al and them didn't want to make the fight, then Terrence Crawford did the interview. And when he did that sit-down interview, he told y'all everything he told me in 7-Eleven. Did he not? Everything he told, he showed me and told me in 7-Eleven. Did he not do that interview on his own and tell y'all everything I told y'all? But y'all said I was capping. Cinnamon Savage, what's up? I'm just trying to tell y'all be mad at me for giving y'all the truth. I don't get that. That's weird. That's weird to me. And then what did Errol say to Terrence Crawford? You ain't got to thank me for making this happen. Why? Because they was telling Errol Spence, don't do it. And Errol Spence was like, nah, we making this happen. Illy Willy, my brother in the super chat, dropping that cinco on your boy Blue. He said, I thought Crawford was ready to square up with you at the 7-Eleven before the talk. I remember that live. That was a crazy situation you was in. Well, he wasn't ready. He wasn't squaring up with me, but he did say he said he just was like he threw shots in my hair. You know what I'm saying? But I tried to tell y'all. It's just like I told y'all with Tank Davis and this whole issue with the venue. I told you that never happened, but hey, y'all want to believe what y'all want to believe. I told y'all about the Jake Paul situation. Y'all said I was capping. Then Jake Paul said it. I guess. Beyond Above Media, PJ, what's up, family? Why you looking like Slash Blue? Hey, I had to let my hair breathe, bro. It's gonna get. I'm doing it tomorrow, but I had to let it out. So I had it locked up in my. You know what I'm saying? Too long, bro. Yeah, yeah. He said, man, you got all that weave in your hair, the fake hair and all that. All facts. All facts. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, you know what I mean? Canelo Alvarez is just straight put that false narrative about Floyd Mayweather out there, like Floyd Mayweather and Oscar forced the fight. Man, ain't nobody forced that man to make that fight with Floyd Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? He wanted it. Ben Frank, what's up? Canelo wanted that fight with Floyd Mayweather. He pushed for that fight with Floyd Mayweather. He got the fight with Floyd Mayweather. He got schooled. He got schooled. He got taken to school. And now because he got taken to school, now he like, oh, I knew I was too young. Nah, man, I don't want to hear that, bro. That's nasty work. I don't want to hear that, bro. Oh, I knew the whole time. I knew the whole time. He was. I wasn't ready for him. Nah, man, come on, man. Oh, Jalen, I'm gonna have your package. I get to see your boy. I'm gonna have everything done. Finally, finally. Been over for too damn long. Rich Porter, what's up? Finally, I could get your stuff signed and everything. I wasn't even supposed to say that publicly, but have it sent over to you. In New York, they'll be in New York in a couple weeks. Caliente's website, Canelo Big Cap. Yeah, bro, I ain't like that, bro. I ain't like that, bro. Like, bro, come on, man. Come on, man. That's corny. You know what I'm saying? Because now you're just trying to play to the fan base that and these media members that been saying that you was too green and you wasn't ready. Now JJ Short Deuce, what's up? Now he trying to Tyrone Wilson, what's up? Now he trying to uh 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 um you know run with the same narrative they've been using. Oh, he was too green, he wasn't ready. Man, come on, man. Now he told me I knew I was never I knew I wasn't ready. Oh, nah, that's not what you say. You had 5 title defenses and a unification with Austin Trout. You said you was ready so much so that you said that you was ready that you was willing to fight him at a catchweight. And that's what you did. And Floyd said, you jumped the gun because I was going to fight you at 154. But since you wanted to insult me, right? And act like I was ducking, now we're going to do it at 152. That's facts. He was so eager to make the fight. He's like, I'll fight him at 152 at a catchweight if he say I'm too big. And that's why they fought at 152, not because of Floyd. And there was no rehydration clause. So how dare he say, I knew I wasn't ready? Come on, man. Don't do that. Don't do that. And then he says, well, this fight with Terrence Crawford to show you that I'm a different fighter than I was in 2013. Man, stop, man. Illy Willie, my brother in the super chat, dropping that half a dub on your boy Blue in the super chat. He said Canelo hasn't had a knockout in a while, but he's dropped everyone his last 5 fights. Do you think Crawford officially touches the canvas? Nope. Nope. And Canelo knows that. I mean, come on, bro. Like, how you gonna say such a thing? That's ridiculous, man. And so that's just downright ridiculous, bro. You trying to discredit Floyd Mayweather. Like, bro, I was too green. I wasn't ready. Man, stop, man. Stop it. Uh and now Devin Haney reveals that he and Ryan Garcia signed, you know, he said that he and Ryan Garcia now have signed a 2-fight deal worth a lot more than what they did with their last fight with Turkey Al Sheik. Let's listen to it, right? Salute to my brother Najee and Cigar Talk.
Yeah, no, so it's Ramirez, me and Ryan twice.
Like a plan laid out for it, or is it just kind of like fight by fight?
Yeah, no, so it's Ramirez, me and Ryan twice.
So there's a rematch clause in this upcoming
Yeah,
one.
me and Ryan doing it twice.
How do you feel? Is there like a plan laid out for it, or is it just kind of...
Ben Frank said Devin don't beat Ramirez, in my opinion. Now, to each their own, but this is what I'm going to say, Ben Frank. Devin outclasses him, outboxes him, and dominates the fight. Don't tell me that Jose Ramirez is old. He was tailor-made for Devin. He wasn't the same guy. He was shot. I don't want to hear none of that. I don't want to hear none of that because multiple people continue to reiterate that. Oh, Devin Haney going to get knocked out by Jose Ramirez. He going to lose to Jose Ramirez. No problem. No problem. Right? But Devin Haney outclasses him. Give him all the credit. If you think Devin Haney going to lose, bro, Ramirez only 32. People act like he 40 or something. No, but that's what I'm saying. People this is what I'm telling you is going to happen. Ben Frank, they're going to tell you he lost to Barboza. He wasn't the same. He moved up in weight. He was old. He was shot. These are the things they're going to come up with the moment Devin Haney outclasses him. And or they're going to say, Jeff Skyline, what's up? And or they're going to say, oh, Devin Haney was running. Devin Haney was boring. These are the things that they're going to come up with instead of giving Devin Haney credit. Right? I seen Devin Haney just did that inside square circle. My brother King Judah, what's up? Devin Haney just did that. Well, it was old, but they released a part of that interview he did with them sitting on the roof, right? And he said to Tio, "Hey, so George Kambosos didn't wash you up?" And he like, "No, no, no. I washed me up, right?" Rich Porter, what's up, family? He said, "No, no, no. I washed me up. I lost myself. X, Y, and Z." And the whole chat. Now Barboza is saying everything. The whole focus is Devin Haney got some nerve. He got washed up. Devin Haney got some nerve. He got washed up. He got some nerve, right? Tyrone Wilson, what's up? Devin Haney took accountability and said there was some things that I did. I made a lot of mistakes in the Ryan Garcia fight. It's history. It is what it is. Jay Isaac, what's up? Devin Haney said it's history. It is what it is. Right? I'm not here to talk about. He said I made mistakes that I could have done better to win the fight, and I didn't. He didn't say it was the steroids. He didn't say it was Ryan had the weight. He didn't say any of that. He said, I'm taking accountability. Go watch the interview he did with Cigar Talk and Najee. He said, I'm taking accountability for losing the fight and the fight playing out the way it did. That's on me. Yet, Teofimo Lopez is trying not to take accountability, and people is blaming Devin Haney. You can't make this up. Kendrell said, "Man, Blue, you love defending Devin Haney. Why he dropped the belt? Because he moved up in weight. He don't fight at 140 anymore. He's moving up to 147. Just like this is Tio's last fight at 140. He's getting ready to drop the belt and move up. Should he beat Arnold Barboza? He's moving up. They all moved up. A1 Hoop Zone, my brother Emmanuel H. What's up, family? Where you been at? He moving up in weight. So why would he keep the belt? For what? Boots gonna whoop all their butts too. Now that's a possibility. But you said why did he drop the belt? Because he's leaving the division. He left the division. It's over. That's why he dropped the belt. That's why he vacated it. Not Tank. Tank will never get anywhere any bigger. Oh, he's getting ready to get bigger, right? He gonna fight um Jake Paul. Should he beat Lamont Roach? Peace be free. What's up? Dragon Fang, what's up? If he beat Lamont Roach, he gonna fight Jake Paul. That's the plan, and obviously, then he gonna have to gain weight. He gonna have to get a lot bigger than 147. I tell you that. Tank would rearrange Devin's teeth in alphabetical order. Sounds good. Why didn't he do it yet? Did he do it in the sparring session? Did he rearrange his teeth in the sparring session when Devin Haney was 16 years old? Don't remember him rearranging his teeth in there, did he? Nope. And when he had the opportunity to fight Devin Haney a few times, did he send him the contract to rearrange his teeth? I mean, y'all be speaking for the fighters like, hey, man, Tank gonna do this, Tank gonna do that. But he ain't never did none of it, though. How do y'all continue to say that he's gonna do something he ain't never done? He gonna knock out Shakur. Win. He gonna knock out Devin. Win. Win. Ben Frank, Tank admitted he was going 10. He was going 10. What is that? I don't even know what that means. Light Eyes, what's up? I don't even know what that means. Sloth intuition. What's up, family? Y'all not tired of hearing him say that? Just these hypotheticals? Bro, Tank's resume is actually solid. Who said it wasn't? What the hell? Y'all keep deflecting, bro. Why do y'all bring me back to these Tank conversations? I'm not trying to have the Tank conversation. You said Tank resume is solid. What does that mean? Devin Haney resume is solid. Teofimo Lopez resume is solid. What does that mean, brother? His resume is solid. Who did he beat? Devin actually has a better resume. Teo has a better resume. Lomachenko has a better resume. You telling me his resume is solid? Solid? When is he going to fight the best? The toughest guy on his resume, Ryan Garcia. He had stipulations, rehydration clauses, catch weights. Bruh. Everybody else he brought up in weight outside of Frank Martin. For Shirley Sean, what's up, nephew? Jonathan Bonner, what's up? Leo Santa Cruz. Bro, he fought Cruz, Ryan Garcia, Pedraza, Santa Cruz, Rolly Romero. Who did Rolly fight, bro? Stop lying, man. Y'all just be lying, bro. Who did Rolly fight? He had 14 fights and arguably lost to Jackson Mariñez. Do you even know who Jackson Mariñez is? No. He fought Ryan Garcia with a catch weight and a rehydration clause. Ryan Garcia was 2 years and 2 fights removed from fighting at 135. And Tank said, "Man, you see how big he is? I ain't no fool." Leo Santa Cruz he brought up in weight. So what are we talking about? Solid wins, yes. Their resume is better. I mean, he just arguably lost to Lamont Roach. All y'all did was cry when Devin Haney fought Lomachenko, right? Oh man, Devin lost to Lomachenko. Devin lost to Lomachenko. They robbed Lomachenko. Well, they just robbed Lamont Roach. How about that? See? You dudes can't help yourself. Devin arguably lost to Loma. And Tank just lost. His ass just lost to Lamont Roach. So what are you talking about? And they flat out cheated. He took a knee and they ain't even counted. To a guy that was 25-1 underdog. Now, Lomachenko wasn't a 25-1 underdog. The night of the fight, Lamont Roach was still a 15-1 underdog. Illy Willy, let me wrench you up.
Where do you want on it? Just garlic and onion powder, right?
Salt and pepper. There. So go ahead. Come on. You want to keep playing this game? Tank lost to Lamont Roach. Really majority draw. All right, bro. Go sit at the kiddie table. Go have several seats at the kiddie table. Now you just here just having silly conversation. Go have several seats at the kiddie table. Oh, Tank ain't lose. It was a majority draw. Man, listen, man. You count the knockdown, he lost. Devin Haney didn't have no draw. How about that? How about that? Y'all just be making up stuff as you go. 504, what's up? Yeah, as they go, Rich Porter, they'll just make up stuff. Yeah, well. James Mitchell said, I like Tank, but he lost. He said Roach didn't just show up, he showed out. He did. He did. And Lamont Roach deserved a 50-50. A 60-40 at worst. Oh, man. What you mean, man? Salute my brother Illy Willie in the super chat, dropping that cinco on your boy Blue. He said Tank told that man in the ring they won't give it to him. Right. Tank told him all that you did, they still ain't going to give you the fight. Why you think Tank said that? Because Tank felt like he lost. He acted like he was upset with the draw, but he really was relieved. But anyway, let's get on to this last topic real quick. Everybody's hit me up. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people have been hitting me up. And people are saying that Shakur Stevenson is wasting his time with William Zepeda now. And I say this now, of course, people are going to say that because we done watched that Tevin Farmer fight twice. And now you know you looking at it and you like, if William Zepeda arguably lost to Tevin Farmer, who's 34 years old, a former champion at featherweight, and has 8 knockouts in 40 fights, there's no way he's going to beat Shakur Stevenson. And so now people are like, hey, bro, this Shakur is wasting his time. Shakur chased down Zepeda. It doesn't benefit him. You know, but to that I say this, right? Who is Shakur going to fight? Right? I say the same thing. My response to everybody is simple. Who is Shakur Stevenson going to fight? If not William Zepeda. We know he's not fighting Keyshawn. He can't fight Lomachenko. We know Tank and Lamont Roach gonna rematch. Frank Martin moving up. Teofimo Lopez moved up. Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, they all moved up. Who is he gonna fight? Who was there for him to fight? So I get it. I get it. Like I said, right? I understand that people are like, because after watching that Tevin Farmer fight, they like, ain't no way Zepeda has a chance. And I get it. But who is Shakur going to fight? Who's he going to fight? Even Abdullah Mason. Abdullah Mason is not ready. Move up and fight who? Let's say he moved up. Who's he going to fight? Ray Mortala has a fight coming up. Hannibal, what's up? Raymond Mortala has a fight coming up. Who's he going to fight at 140? You heard Gary Russell Jr. He said he ain't trying to let that fight happen with Gary Anton Russell and Shakur Stevenson. He ain't gonna let that happen. So we know that's not gonna happen. Puello, PBC wants to make the rematch between Puello and Gary Anton Russell, unification bout. Pitbull Cruz already told you he ain't got no interest in fighting that man. So who could he fight? For sure, Sean said, but why would they not want him to fight the man who is the interim champ? Yeah, because this is why, nephew, for surely Sean, because they seen now. They seen how the Tevin Farmer fight played out. And they know Shakur is a bigger, stronger, younger version of Tevin Farmer. He's sharper, right? He got more stamina. So guess what? If he couldn't handle Tevin Farmer, there's no way on this green earth I told y'all, he gonna get picked apart and he gonna get stopped by Shakur. And most people realize that. So they don't view it as being competitive anymore. At one point in time, they're like, he'll knock out Shakur. They don't see it that way anymore. And so now people don't take into consideration what's going to be the other plan if he don't do that. Right? So if he don't fight him, who's he going to fight? Salute to my brother Illy Willie in the super chat, dropping that Cinco on your boy Blue. He said, do you think Shakur hands will hold up that fight? He was clinching them against Padley. I don't know. They supposedly had taken. Now they with Floyd Mayweather's doctors, and they taking different routes to better protect the hands. That's what his grandfather Wiley Moses said. He said they got doctors, they got specialists they're dealing with. So only thing we could do, only thing is going to tell is time. You know what I'm saying? Now, so there's nobody for him to fight. Literally, Rolly is fighting Ryan. Devin's fighting Ramirez. Tio is fighting Barboza. Raymond Tyler is fighting Abdullayev. Like, who's available? Nobody, except Pitbull Cruz, and he don't want no fights. And Jose El Rayo just got the stuffings beat out of him by Gary. Puello and PBC wanted to make the rematch between Puello and Anton Russell in the unification bout. There's literally nobody for him to fight at 135 and 140. Literally. Anthony Ingram, my brother in the super chat, dropping that Cinco on your boy Blue. He said, Blue getting his Lenny Kravitz on. Peace and blessings, my brother. Blessings to your family. Salute. You understand what I'm saying? There's literally nobody for him to fight. Now, Keyshawn is getting ready to fight Edwin Del Santos. I mean, that's the only fight that would be available. And we know they ain't going to fight, especially right now. Bomb Gammon, what's up? He tried to fight Floyd Schofield. Like there's nobody for him to fight. So when people say, does it benefit him to fight William Zepeda? What is he to do? There's nobody else, man. There's nobody else. Literally. Jay, man, what's up, family? So that's my take on it, man. We gotta look at it from that standpoint. There's nobody available. But I appreciate y'all coming through, studding up, holding me down, and showing me love, man. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. It's your boy Blue signing off. I'm gone. Peace.